It should not be a generic type of motivation letter. It should be your motivation letter, because all of us are different. Nobody's the same. We all have a little pizzazz in us. Hi everybody, what's up? It's your girl Do back here with another video, and I also have my little cactus here. Say hi. We haven't given him a name yet, but I'm hoping that I might come up with a name sooner or later. So yeah, we're gonna have a little cactus here. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about how you can sort of outline the motivation letter that you need to apply for the DAAD scholarship. I applied for the DAAD scholarship myself, and thankfully I am one of the winners and one of the recipients of the scholarship. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the motivation letter, because that is a really important part of your application process. It's a very important document, and it is a deciding factor on whether you will be invited to the interview in the next part of the application process or not. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can sort of outline your motivation letter so that it is clear, it is concise, it is not too long, it is not too short. And I'm also sort of falling back on my own experience here. So basically the way that I wrote my motivation letter that got me an interview. So yeah, let's get into the video. Now, of course, the most important part of any essay is the way you structure it. Now, I'm pretty sure that you already know the three major points, or the three focus points of an essay. So they're the intro, the body, and the conclusion. Those are the most important parts of any essay, and that's how you should also structure your motivation letter for the DAAD scholarship. In general, for any scholarship or essay whatsoever, but of course I have to mention it for this specific case. Now, the introduction is obviously the first paragraph. It should not sort of stem into 2 or 3 paragraphs. It should also not be a really short paragraph, but it is the introduction to who you are. One tip that I would give, that I have also done myself, is make the very first sentence of the motivation letter some sort of hook, some sort of sentence that will get the attention of the reader, that will get them intrigued and curious and really wanting to read and know more about you. So it could sometimes be a question, it could sometimes be a statement. It very much depends on who you are, what you're writing, and what your specific case and situation is. So it should also be a sort of mirroring of who you are. It should be indicative of your aspirations, of your goals, but it also should be indicative of your character and personality. Now, the second part is obviously the body. The body is the main part of your motivation letter. It is basically where you include all of the information about yourself, about your goals, your dreams, your background, and who you are. And I wouldn't make the body too long, but it should be between 2 to 3 paragraphs, or even 4 paragraphs. I guess it would be fine. But you also need to keep in mind that the DAAD gets thousands of motivation letters, and they read through all of them. And so if your motivation letter is way too long, they're going to lose interest. So try to keep the body as concise as possible. So that's why I would stick to 2 to 3 paragraphs. 3 is somewhat of a magic number, but if you have a really clear-cut thing that you want to include, you can also have it in 2 paragraphs as well. So the layout for my motivation letter was 1 paragraph for the introduction, 3 paragraphs for the body, and 1 paragraph for the conclusion. And I chose 3 different themes to talk about in each paragraph of the body. So I didn't mix information, I didn't include information in the first one and then somehow expand it to the second and third paragraph, if you know what I mean. It is exactly the same as writing an essay, where you talk about one theme or one topic in a paragraph, and all of the examples and arguments are related to that theme. And then you move on to the second theme and to the third theme or topic, and it goes on that way. This is exactly the same process as well. It's just that the themes and topics are about you. So you need to somehow know what you want to talk about and expand each idea in 1 paragraph. Now, the body of the motivation letter is somewhat of a window where the readers get to know who you are and get to know more about you. So I would also suggest to somehow keep a chronological order of events or things that you want to talk about. A tip that I would give is Keep the first paragraph of your body somehow related to things that you have achieved up till now and activities that you've done and what you're currently doing. For example, in my case, the very first paragraph of the body was related to things that I had accomplished and achieved up till now. So I talked a little bit about my background. I talked about activities that I was engaged with. That was sort of an intro to who I am and what I've accomplished up till now. The second paragraph somehow continues on that same idea, but with things that are a little bit more specific and a little bit more geared to a specific topic about me. Another tip that I would give on the body of your motivation letter is to include some interesting facts, like maybe 2 to 3 facts of your career, of your accomplishments, of the activities and stuff that you've done, but keep them short and keep them related to the topic of the specific paragraph. You need to tell them what you've done, what you've accomplished, but not go into greater detail, because you also need to save that for the interview. The interview is where you can expand on these topics and things that you mentioned in greater detail. But the motivation letter is just like a little taste that you're giving the DAAD about who you are, and it should somehow lead to them wanting to know more about you, so they'll ask you to come in for an interview. Now, the third paragraph in my case, or whatever the last paragraph is in your case, in the body of the motivation letter, should be linked or should be centered around the theme of what you're currently doing. So if you're currently working, or if you're a student, or if you're just, I don't know, doing whatever, that should somehow be reflected in the very last paragraph of the body. So you start off with an introduction about who you are, but not necessarily giving up too much in the very first paragraph of your motivation letter. And then in the body, you delve into a little bit more detail and you talk about your hopes, your dreams, what you've accomplished up till now, what you plan to accomplish, what you're currently doing. And you still have to stick to some sort of theme. And the conclusion, or the very last paragraph of the whole motivation letter, is where you should talk about why you need the scholarship, how the scholarship will help you, how will it make your life easier, I guess, in a sense. So the motivation letter should not portray you as being overly needy of the scholarship in a sense. Even if that's like the true case, it's fine. We all need the scholarship. That's why we're applying for it in the first place. But structure your motivation letter so that it portrays you as someone who is ambitious, of someone who is motivated, of someone who is ready to take on different challenges. And that should be the main focus of your letter. That should be what you show to the DAAD. And that's how they know that you need the scholarship, and that's how they understand how this scholarship is going to help you. So yeah, try to stick to one theme throughout the whole motivation letter. And just as an example, my motivation letter was based on storytelling and my passion for storytelling, be that in a digital format, in a written format, video, audio, visual, whatever that is. That's my passion, and I love to tell stories. I love to somehow give a little glimpse of somebody's world to the whole world outside, in a sense, if you know what I mean. And that's what I plan to do with my life. So it's generally content creation and storytelling in different formats. I wrote about everything that I had done up till now, and all of my accomplishments and all of the goals that I have, and how they're all linked to this one specific thing, to this one specific word, but I expanded it in a way that showed the DAAD what I'm about, what I plan to do, my ambitions and my goals and dreams. And you should try to do the same with your motivation letter as well. It might not be structured the same way as my letter was, but that's fine. It shouldn't be a generic type of essay. It should not be a generic type of motivation letter. It should be your motivation letter, because all of us are different. Nobody's the same. We all have a little pizzazz in us, and we need to let that show through the motivation letter as well. We need to show them that we're unique, we're our own persons. If you would like to see a video where I show you my motivation letter, the one I sent to the DAAD, and we go through sentences and paragraphs like one by one, definitely let me know. I'll make that happen. So yeah, I really hope you liked this video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, follow me on my socials, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Wait, let's get the cactus. Bye.